back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Melissa. Today I'm going to share with you 10 different things that I did to prepare myself for pregnancy and that you can do as well if you are trying to conceive. So if you don't already know, I am currently expecting my third child, and there was a large gap between my first two and this one. I was in my very early 20s with the first two pregnancies, and now I'm in my late 20s, about to be 30 years old, and I'm pregnant with my third child. So I did prepare a lot more this time around because I am older and more time has gone by. My body has been through more, so I wanted to make sure to prepare properly. So I'm excited to share with you and give you some tips on the things that I did that I believe truly helped me prepare and get ready for pregnancy and be able to conceive. So if you're trying to conceive or planning on trying to conceive, I hope that today's tips help you out. So let's get started. So I have my notes here and I will be referencing them because it's a lot of information. So the first thing that I'm going to start off with is a vaginal detox. If you haven't heard about this, there's different ways of doing it, but the way that I did was I used the detox pearls, and if you haven't heard of them, they're basically like little tea bags, but you put them in your vagina. The detox pearls help detox your vagina physically and spiritually. Physically, it can help detox like common problems like yeast infections, recurring bacterial vaginosis. It can also clean out the womb of old stagnant blood or stagnant energy. What I love about it is that you can cleanse yourself from the inside out and help give you that boost, because you want the womb, you want that area to be clean and clear and ready for a baby. That way your womb does not have to carry that stagnant energy and stagnant bacteria, stagnant blood, and it can just focus more on creating a baby and a new life in your womb. So the product that I use is this one right here. They're called Goddess Detox Pearls, and this package comes with what you need to do it, and it is recommended by the company that you do it 2 times before you can see what results you may get, and just to make sure that you really did detox everything that needed to be done. It comes with 2 of the little tea bag balls that you put in the applicator into your vagina, and then the first one you put in for a certain amount of time, and then the second one you put it in for a certain amount of time, and then you end up purging toxins out. And if you go to the website and you click on the reviews for this product, you will see photos of what women purge out, and it's very interesting. So relieving to know that what was in you is now out of you. So the cleansing time is between 6 to 8 days. There is no intercourse. You cannot have intercourse during this time, and you cannot use this if you're pregnant or breastfeeding because the herbs may be harmful to the baby. So I highly recommend this one, and it is not only good for physically detoxing your vaginal and womb area, it is also good for spiritually. If you've had like certain lovers in the past that you feel you got bad vibes from, or you got something kind of like stuck there, or you just want to kind of clean yourself out, not physically but just like spiritually, if you want to let go of that energy, this can also be good for that. I didn't personally purchase it for that reason. Like I said, it's recommended to do it twice because the first time you may not have a big purge until, some people do have a big purge the first time, but if you don't, it's recommended to try it a second time. Of course, if you get any bad vibes or any irritations or anything like that, then of course do not continue it. You can stop the cleanse. I read so many great reviews, so that's why I decided to try this out. Before I used this product, I had tried to conceive and I didn't conceive, and then after I used this product, I conceived like the very next month. And so I didn't get to do this product twice like I wanted to, because I have already conceived, and you know, you can't do it when you're pregnant. So sometimes we need that extra boost to really get in there and cleanse everything. And actually people have been doing this for centuries, and it's an old thing, it's not a new thing. And so if you are interested, I will link this down below. Anything that I mentioned today, I will link down below. If that sounds like something that you might want to try, then do try it. If it sounds something that you don't want to try, then don't try it. It's just do whatever feels right to you. The next thing I'm going to mention is very simple. Of course, prenatals. I mentioned this in my first trimester recap video. Taking prenatals before actually trying to conceive is very important because there's folic acid in prenatals, and folic acid is something that you need to have already stored in your body because a neural tube begins to develop very early on. It's too late by the time that you find out you're pregnant because the neural tube has already been developing. So that is why it's important to do that beforehand. Plus, it can also help give you nutrients and vitamins that you might be needing or missing out on. So definitely take a prenatal. I will link these down below. I talk a little bit more about them in my first trimester recap video, so you can check that out if you're interested. I started taking prenatals many months before I decided to try to conceive, and I feel like it did help me because sometimes my levels can be low, sometimes I might not be eating balanced. Because with every single pregnancy, your body loses nutrients and it takes a long time for you to recover from that. And obviously there was a big gap between my second child and this pregnancy, but I still wanted to make sure to give myself a little boost with prenatals because I am older and also, you know, more life has gone by. There's been more things in my system. So I wanted to make sure to try to help myself out. There was times when I did miss taking one, but it's not a big deal as long as you're trying and as long as you can do it for as long as possible. Before trying to conceive, I would say maybe 6 months to a year, you can start taking prenatals. And the next thing is get into your feminine energy. This, I think, might be one of the most important things on this list. And what I mean by getting into your feminine energy is get creative, value being spontaneous, have fun, play, laugh, have more downtime or rest. Doing this can help you balance out your hormones because so much of the time where women tend to bring too much onto themselves, so many tasks and things, and their brain is constantly like working and they don't really give themselves that feminine downtime that they should have. And allowing our bodies to slow down and really get into that feminine energy that we're meant to have is what can really help everything out when it comes to balancing hormones, and living more stress-free will help you be more healthy and help overall your body will feel more ready and more accepting of having a baby. Think about it, if you're in an office all day or if you're constantly working, you're not really getting into your feminine energy. You're constantly like more in your masculine, and you need to be more in your feminine energy for your body to feel like it's okay to accept a baby and it's a safe environment. So that leads to my next point, which is the next tip: get in the flow. And what I mean by that is, like I just said, like slow down, have fun, have rest time. Stop constantly trying to get everything done. Stop stressing out over everything. I know it's easier said than done, but simply being mindful over this makes a difference. One of the things that I did is I started reading this book called In the Flow. This book helped so much. It's mind-blowing the things that you will read in this book, because it talks about the whole scientific side of women and their biology and how we're different than men physically, and there's nothing we can do about that. So if you just understand your body and your biology and what it's doing and why it's doing it, and understanding your menstrual cycle and all of that, you're really being mindful and more in the flow. So the main thing that you can get out of this book is that you have to be in the flow of your menstrual cycle, because every single part of our cycle, different things are happening within our body, with our hormones. So if you just understand that and work with it instead of working against it, you can really help yourself out to be more healthy, more successful, and of course conceive. Just by reading the back, it says there is an optimal scientific timing for, one of them is going out versus staying in, salads versus something fried, cardio versus yoga, giving a presentation versus answering emails, playing with the kids versus me time, cuddling versus a quickie. There's just certain things that are more beneficial for us to do at certain times. There's times in our cycle when we need to be more calm, rest more, and there's times in our cycle when we can be more social and go out and do more of the higher stress level things in your job or your career or your business. And then working out too, there's times in your cycle when you just need a rest and you need to give yourself a break or slow down, do yoga, do something more calm, meditate. And there's other times in your cycle when it's more optimal and beneficial for you to do more strenuous workouts. So this book, I highly recommend if you're going to plan to conceive. Even if you're not going to conceive, I really recommend this book for all women. This is definitely something that's, when my girls start going through puberty, it's something that they definitely need to read, because this is something that we should have learned when we were young, when we were teenagers. And it really makes a difference, and it's amazing because most of the time there's studies that are done on men and their bodies, they apply it to women, or there's like workout regimens or diets, and they all are based off of men's biology and their cycles and the way they are physically, but it doesn't tend to women. Of course, this will teach you how to get your hormones in balance. It teaches you how to track your cycle and understand your cycle and be more mindful about it all, so that you can know exactly when is the right time to conceive and when you're actually ovulating. Because if you don't already know, you cannot conceive every single day of the month of your cycle. Use only a small window where you can actually conceive, and that is also the reason why I haven't been on birth control for many years, ever since my first daughter was born, because I am aware of when I'm ovulating and when I can conceive and when I can't. So I feel like that really helps me not get pregnant. Read this book, I highly recommend it. I will link it down below, and of course track your cycle. And this the person who wrote this book, they actually have an app that you can track your cycle, but there's other apps too that I can also link for you below that I use to track my cycle and help me figure out when I was ovulating. The next thing on my list is cutting out caffeine and alcohol. I mindfully cut out caffeine and alcohol before I knew that I wanted to start trying to conceive, because caffeine, whether you like to hear it or not, can really imbalance your hormones if you're a woman especially. And actually this book goes into it too. I haven't finished the entire book yet because I ended up getting pregnant before I finished the book, and I don't really have the normal cycle anymore, but I do need to finish it because I want to know exactly how to be in the proper flow for my cycle once I'm not pregnant anymore and everything starts going back to normal. I know that a little bit of caffeine is okay. Even when you're pregnant, you can have a cup a day. I still think that if you want to get pregnant, you should probably cut it out, or at least cut down. If you really want to try and get serious and balance out your hormones, can be super beneficial for you. Alcohol, of course, too, you want to cut that stuff out of your body so that your body can chill out and focus on you, not focus on detoxing and your liver working on getting rid of stuff that your body does not need. So I made sure to cut out alcohol because when I was living in Italy, wine was amazing. So I knew that I needed to back off on that because I wanted to give my body time to detox from that and balance out. And I think that cutting out alcohol and caffeine can really help balance out your hormones, and your body can feel less weight from all of that and just be able to focus on giving you your baby. The next thing that I did is I started taking a Fertility Formula herbal tonic. This is the one that I started taking. It's right here. It says it's a mineral-rich tonic designed to nourish the womb while supporting healthy fertility and pregnancy. So you can also take this during pregnancy. Obviously, there are herbs that are good during pregnancy. What I would do is I would squeeze this into my morning smoothies. I didn't take it all the time, but I do think that this is like a good supplement to take. So aside from trying to live a healthy lifestyle, being in the flow, detoxing, and all of the things that I have mentioned, I think this is a great addition to add to your day. This is from Organic Olivia. If you go to the website and read the reviews on this thing, I remember reading a bunch of reviews where people were saying that they conceived short after taking this, and I definitely think that this also helped me. This is a nice little addition that you can add to your smoothies, to your water, to your juice in the morning, to give your womb that extra support that it needs to eventually carry a baby. So don't drink alcohol, drink this. The next thing that I did to help me prepare to try to conceive, I began drinking daily green smoothies or fruit smoothies. I have this simple recipe that I can share and link down below. The benefit of taking daily smoothies in the morning or any time of the day, but I like to take them in the morning, is that it helps make sure that you get in any extra nutrients or vitamins that you might be missing out throughout the day with the rest of your meals. So it can kind of help make sure that you get your veggies in and some fruits in, some fiber in throughout in your day in case you don't eat balanced the rest of the day. It's also a great habit to begin so that when you are pregnant and breastfeeding, after you have your baby, if you decide to breastfeed, you know that you're getting that extra boost. I think that nausea during the first trimester has a lot to do with detoxing and getting the body ready for, you know, this baby that's growing inside of you. So if your body already has a lot of nutrients built up, it can help during that time when you're throwing up and you're not eating everything, and at least you have these nutrients that have been building up in your body and you're not already deficient, because you might become deficient in the first trimester. So I think it's just a good habit in general to start drinking daily smoothies, or you can change them up, of course. But like I said, I will link my recipe down below so you can check that out if you want to try it. The next thing is pretty simple. It's just having an overall healthy lifestyle. when aside from food, you want to make sure that you're not ingesting too many chemicals, whether it's on your skin and the air. You want to make sure that you're not using so many scented skincare products, because fragrance is a hormone disruptor and it can really imbalance your hormones, and that can also make it tricky for your body to try to conceive. And I sometimes think that when women talk about the fact that they're having a hard time trying to conceive, it might just be that your body just needs that detox from all these extra things that it's working hard to try to fight off. So I think things like air fresheners in your home and strong perfumes and strong lotions can really disrupt your hormones, and candles as well. There's just literally fragrance and chemicals in the air that you're breathing in. It's going into your brain, circulating through your entire body, and it's just extra things that you do not need and that are not going to help you be the healthiest you can be. So I think just having an overall lifestyle and cutting things out. What I did personally is I stopped dyeing my hair. So I used to have light brown blonde-ish hair, and what I decided to do when I knew that I wanted to try to start conceiving soon was I dyed my hair back to my natural hair color, because I no longer wanted to keep touching up my hair, and I wanted it just to be natural. I don't want to have to be going to the salon anymore, because I knew that I was going to try to conceive, and I knew that once I was pregnant I for sure wasn't going to do it, but then I also didn't want to have like messy weird colored hair. So I just knew that I wanted to go back to my roots and go back to normal and just not have those extra chemicals on me anymore. I also stopped doing my nails. I used to get my nails done every 2 to 3 weeks. I used to get the gel nails done, and obviously there's so many chemicals in nail polish as well. So if you still want to do your nails, there are a lot of brands out there that you can try that are more natural, that have less chemicals, and that are just overall better and healthier, and I can link some of those down below. I don't have my nails polished, but I do have my toes, and I do make sure to buy more natural polishes. But I think that the consistent, like I was going every 3 weeks to get my nails done and every couple months to get my hair done, it's just like, for me, it just became unnecessary chemicals that I didn't want to be consistently having my body deal with. So I knew that I wanted to cut all of that out before I decided to try to conceive, and I feel much better now, knowing that I am more clean and I don't have any extra things, extra chemicals I'm smelling or that are being absorbed into my body anymore. The last thing on my list is cutting down on intense workouts, because it has been shown that intense workouts can be too much for women, where it can disrupt their hormones. It can mess with their thyroid and cortisol levels. And just overall, when you think about it, if you're working out super duper hard, that's kind of like being more in your masculine energy, which is kind of what I talked about earlier, and you're not really in the flow of your natural cycle and natural biology of your body. There is a time in your cycle when it is better for you to do more intense workouts, but I think overall, if you're doing intense workouts like daily or all the time, your hormones are really going to change, and your body is not going to be in that feminine state that it needs to be in order to conceive. And I know that there are women who do conceive and they probably work out very hard. I think overall it's just more beneficial for your body and your baby if you are more balanced, and strenuous workouts, like I said, have been shown to not really help out with your hormonal balance. I will link the articles down below as well. Like I mentioned with the book earlier in the flow, and it really backs up and gets scientific with the whole hormones and the imbalances in the thyroid, and it really shows you what difference it makes when your levels are not balanced. Like I said, it's different when men do strenuous workouts than when women do it, because of course women and men are physically different and we have different needs. Chilling out on those workouts can help. Of course, exercise is very important, but it doesn't need to be so intense. So just take it easy and get in the flow. And I never really did intense workouts to begin with. I still did do workouts, but I don't think they were as strenuous and intense as like women who I've seen like lifting really heavy weights and doing it like all the time. I'd never have done that, but I did chill out and start listening to my body, and I knew that there's times when I shouldn't wake up at 6 in the morning and do my tough cardio workout. There was times when I just wanted to dance, or when I just wanted to move, or I just wanted to take a walk, or just go play on the trampoline with the kids. So I just tried to be more mindful about what my body needed, and if there was times in my cycle when it's okay to do more tough, intense workouts, then I did them, but I never really did crazy intense workouts to begin with anyway. I did just make sure to take it easy and slow down, and also take time to not work out. I no longer felt like guilty if I didn't work out because I knew that there was other ways that I was exercising, or there's just times when you just need to rest and you do not need to exercise. And those were the 10 different ways that I prepared for pregnancy. Let me know any thoughts you may have. And like I said, everything that I mentioned in the video will be linked down below. So I hope this video really helped you out, because I really do think that all the things on this list helped me out. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and please be sure to subscribe if you want to see any more pregnancy related videos or health related videos or vlogs. Let me know if you have any video ideas down below that you would like to see from me, and I will see you guys all soon. Bye.